Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Maharaka Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, the ruling teacher, the Akim, the Iris and Bibles, and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers in the truth. Now, there's this article I've come across, and it's that time of the year, where another pagan feast day is coming up, and our people love to celebrate this feast day, Christmas. Even though the scriptures teaches us that we shouldn't be doing these things, we still take joy in celebrating this. And you get a lot of our people say, well, I don't really celebrate Christmas, and I do it for the children. But this is what we should be teaching our children. This is paganism. And for our people who say they believe in God or believe in the Bible actually tells us that we shouldn't be celebrating these things. But just wanted to read this article here quickly. This says, Santa is immune to COVID-19 and will be able to deliver Christmas presents, says who? So this is the lies now, which they want us to tell our children to try and pacify them, to get us into that Christmas spirit. It says Santa Claus is immune to coronavirus and will be able to deliver Christmas presents. The World Health Organization has reassured children. Now, this is not the news we should be giving our children to reassure them. We should be teaching them who they are, which is Israelites. We should be teaching them the laws of God. It says kids were told that Santa and Mrs. Claus were doing very well and that Father Christmas was very busy. It says the WHO said he will be able to travel in and out of the airspace to deliver presents, but they warned kids to remember about social distancing. So they're trying to keep our children's spirits up in this time, this season, by lying to them. And we know this is something that Esau is good at. And, they're enticing Jake to do the same thing. And this isn't something that, look, they've even got a picture here of Santa with a mask. Now, if he's immune, what's he doing with a mask? Says Dr. Maria Van Kerkhove, technical leader of the COVID-19 WHO Health Emergencies Program, said in a televised statement. So they did this on TV too. I understand the concern for Santa because he is of old age and of one of the older age groups, but I can tell you that Santa Claus is immune to this virus. We had a brief chat with him and he is doing very well. Well, sorry to bust your bubble, children, but there's no such thing as Santa Claus. It's a pagan holiday which we should not be celebrating. The Lord has given us holy days to celebrate. There's a number of days when you read a number of holidays, when you read Leviticus chapter 23, that the Most High has given us to celebrate. It says Mrs. Claus is doing very well and they are very busy right now, but he is immune. It says, and we have heard from a number of leaders across the world who have told us that they have relaxed the quarantine measures for Santa to enter their airspace. So he'll be able to travel in and out of the airspace and be able to deliver presents to children. They got a family of JK, getting into that Christmas spirit. We're not meant to be partaking in none of these things. It says, but it's very important that all children of the world understand that physical distancing by Santa Claus and also of the children themselves must be strictly enforced. So why would Santa need to social distance if he's immune? It is really important that the children of the world still listen to their mums and dads and guardians and make sure they go to bed early on Christmas Eve. So really the mums and dads and guardians should be telling the children the truth. And the scripture says the truth shall set you free. There's no truth in us celebrating Christmas or any other of these pagan holidays. But Santa will be able to travel around the world to deliver presents. Yeah, so this is the news which they're giving out, which is meant to be uplifting for our children. But what does the scriptures have to say? This is Jeremiah 10 verse 1. And you got the religious establishment as well, the churches, which around this time of year We'll be celebrating Christmas, having Christmas mass, and all of these things. But yet still, the Bible tells us that we shouldn't be celebrating these things. And really and truly, if these other nations want to, that's down to them. But as Israelites, these are things that we're meant to abstain from and things that we shouldn't be teaching our children. It says Jeremiah 10:1, hear ye the word of the Lord. It's like hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. So this message is to the house of Israel, the 12 tribes. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Yeah, one of their ways, especially at this time of year, is Christmas. This is something the scriptures is telling us not to learn. Yeah, don't follow these customs. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. Yeah, this is a vain custom. It does us no good. Yeah, all it does is get us into more trouble with the Most High. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, like we can see in this picture. You got the tree in the background there, which they've decorated. It says they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. So the scriptures tell us that this is a custom we should not be partaking in, and we should not be listening to the who and be telling our children that Santa is immune to COVID so he can deliver presents. Yeah, what should we be teaching our children? This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1. It says, now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgment which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye may do them in the land whether ye go to possess it. It says that thou mightest fear the Lord thy power, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son, and thy son's son. Yeah, so this is what we should be passing down to our children. The laws, statutes, and commandments. All the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Yeah. Goes on to say, I'll jump to verse 4. No, actually, I continue. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it. What's that? Keep Christmas? Nope. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord power of your fathers has promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Yeah. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. That's what this says. This is what we should be teaching to our children. It says, teach them diligently. Yeah, not Christmas, telling them Santa is immune to COVID.
Strong's H8150. Shanann. Shanann.
It says to whet, sharpen, to sharpen, teach incisively. What this is saying. Important words incisively. What were you giving me? Hold on. Penetrating, clear, and sharp as an operational expression. An incisive mind, incisive comments. Now. Okay, but it says which. Hold on. What can we do? Look at that word diligently. Select it as well. Give me a second. What is that? Then we should be teaching these diligently to the children in a way that shows care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. Yeah, so we're not meant to be lackadaisy in how we teach our children these laws and commandments. It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shall talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Yeah, so this is what we should be teaching our children, not about Christmas or Santa is going to be delivering presents because he's immune to COVID. These are all lies, and we're meant to be teaching our children the truth. This is Proverbs 6:20. It says, "My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother." But it says, "Keep thy father's commandment." Yeah, this is what we should be teaching our children: the laws of God. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. Yeah, this is what we should be meditating on, and these are what we should be doing. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. It says, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life." So when we're not walking in the light, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, we're in darkness. And part of that darkness is teaching our children how to keep these pagan customs, these pagan holidays. Like I said, the Lord has given us holy days to celebrate, yet we continue to teach our children holidays, which are no good. So, just wanted to touch on that quickly. So with that, I'm going to close out. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharaka Kadash, Kwame Shalom.